Headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint,
Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal.
EcoBank.
Education Minister Haruna Iddrisu assures students that their religious rights will be protected amid legal suit against the Wesley Girls Senior High School.
And also coming up tonight, Police Council recommends to the President for a 2-year post-retirement re-engagement for Inspector General of Police Christian Tete Yomi.
And later in the bulletin, as pressure mounts on the presidency to remove Special Prosecutor Kisie Jabeng, we bring you more on a street protest aimed at reinforcing that demand.
In business news, Ghana Revenue Authority confiscates and custom goods with tax value of 3.6 million cedis in major crackdown at Tema and Aplau.
On the international front, Nigeria's main Catholic cleric, Bishop Bulus Dawuwa Yohannes, says that the federal government is not making any meaningful efforts to rescue more than 250 children abducted from the Catholic boarding school last Friday. We have details of all these stories and more. We always love to hear from you, so do let your comments come in.
We first begin from Parliament, where the Education Minister Haruna Iddrisu has stressed that government will ensure no student is deprived of their right to practice their religion. He was reacting to allegations that Muslim students at Wesley Girls High School are being prevented from practicing their religion, the central issue in a suit filed by private legal practitioner Shafiq Osman. Speaking on the floor of Parliament on Tuesday, he stated that any action that denies students their religious rights will not be countenanced.
Mr. Speaker, let me also use this opportunity in debating the budget, since I speak as the present Minister for Education, that there is some ongoing debate on restrictions on Muslim students in Wesley Girls, which conflicts with international human rights standards and even standard expected of us in Ghana's Constitution and Article 33(5) and 26(1) of the Constitution. And then to assure our colleagues that we have a duty to uphold the rights of every Ghanaian child and to uphold the rights of every Ghanaian citizen. No right is divisible, and that we will not countenance any action by any person to deny any Ghanaian girl the opportunity to profess or practice any religion. Mr. Speaker, let me conclude.
Meanwhile, the Supreme Court will soon have to determine a case pitting the rights of Muslim students against the religious identity of faith-based schools. The case, brought by private legal practitioner Shafiq Osman, challenges Wesley Girls Senior High Schools and its policies on religious practices, sparking a national debate on freedom of religion. Judith Brown has more on this explainer.
A high-stakes constitutional battle is unfolding at Ghana's Supreme Court, one that sits at the crossroads of religious freedom, educational policy, and the identity of faith-based public schools. At the center of the suit is private legal practitioner Shafiq Osman, who has dragged Wesley Girls Senior High School, the Ghana Education Service, the GES, as well as the Attorney General to court. His argument is simple but weighty, that Wesley Girls' long-standing policies prohibiting Muslim students from wearing the hijab, fasting during Ramadan, and observing certain Islamic practices breaches Ghana's constitutional guarantees of freedom of religion and rights. Osman's case paints the school's policies as discriminatory and unconstitutional. His core claims are that Muslim students are being unfairly targeted using Articles 21(1)(b) and 21(1)(c), which uphold freedom of religion, thought, and conscience, Articles 26, which protects cultural and religious practices, and that public schools must remain neutral. In short, the plaintiff contends that constitutional freedoms cannot be set aside simply because a public school prefers a particular religious tradition. But the state sees it differently. Representing Wesley Girls Senior High School and the GES, the Attorney General argues that the school's Methodist foundation is not incidental. It's integral, and hence its rules, he says, must reflect that heritage. He also argues that faith-based schools must retain autonomy and that the restrictions are not arbitrary. And according to the Attorney General, compelling the school to abandon these rules would dilute its distinct religious mission. At its core, the case forces Ghana to confront a delicate constitutional puzzle. Can a faith-based public school enforce religiously inspired rules if those rules conflict with students' freedoms? Well, critics of the Attorney General's argument insist that once a school accepts public funding and authority, it must place constitutional rights above denominational doctrine. Others argue that faith-based schools have the right to maintain their identity even within the public system. While in the end, the Supreme Court's verdict, whenever it may come, may reshape the landscape of religious expression in Ghana's public school and redefine how faith and constitutional rights coexist within educational institutions. Judith Brown, TV3 News.
Meanwhile, the Ghana Catholic Bishops' Conference and the Christian Council of Ghana have jointly reaffirmed their resolve to preserve the Christian identity and ethos of mission schools amid growing national debate over whether non-Christian students, especially Muslims, should be allowed to fully practice their faith in these institutions. The two bodies argue the mission schools were founded, built and nurtured by the churches long before the establishment of the modern state, and that government support represents a partnership, not ownership, of these institutions. They maintain that because attendance is voluntary, parents who choose these schools do so knowing they operate within a Christian worldview, and that introducing parallel religious systems would undermine the discipline, unity and moral formation that have defined their long-standing educational success.
Staying on education matters, the Minister for Education is appealing to members of the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, CETAG, to call off their ongoing strike. According to the Minister, government is working to address their concerns and expects a resolution within the next 2 weeks. But CETAG's National President, Maxwell Bunu, says that the association cannot take any decisions until its leadership consults the general membership.
We are negotiating. There were issues that the National Labour Commission made declaration and award in their favor that has not been respected by government since 2022. We'll see how we can remedy the situation, but I've also requested them to go and consider calling off the strike and give us some 2 weeks to see what the state can do. And it goes back to 2022, 2023. But we'll fix it within the next 2 weeks.
We are grateful to him for the opportunity. The decision that we took wasn't my personal decision, so we made it clear to the minister that we'll consult with NEC and council and then revert. We'll do that within the week. It's not about calling off the strike, it's about resolving the issue. So it's NEC council that took the decision. Minister have said his part. Okay, so we'll consult with them and then we'll take the next decision.
In more news tonight, the Police Council has formally recommended a 2-year post-retirement re-engagement for the Inspector General of Police, Christian Tete Yonu. Our sources confirm that the recommendation made ahead of the IGP's mandatory retirement in December 2025 was submitted to President John Mahama for approval. This development, however, appears to mark a departure from an earlier directive issued in a letter dated April 2, 2025, signed by Dr. Callistus Mahama, Executive Secretary to the President. That directive suspended the granting of post-retirement contract appointments to retired public service staff with immediate effect. Mr. Tete Yohunu was born on December 27, 1965. He will turn 60 next month and should have been on administrative leave pending his retirement.
So there have been conversations around why this extension for the IGP who was due for retirement next month. Well, the Constitution, the 1992 Constitution that is in Article 201 is specifically stating issues about the Police Council. So we'll take you through some of the key items captured in there. It says that the Police Council advises the President on matters of policy relating to internal security, including budgeting, administration, and promotion of police officers above the rank of Assistant Commissioner of Police. So the Police Council has 10 members making up the council, and on your screen shortly you'll see those that constitute the Police Council. So the membership starts from the Vice President. So per the Constitution, the sitting Vice President or whoever is Vice President is automatically the chair of the Police Council. So as we speak, Her Excellency Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman, as we've been corrected to mention her name, is the chair of the Police Council. Now, the Minister of Interior, the Honorable Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak, is also a member of the committee or the council, the Police Council. Then the rest of the members are the current IGP, who is a member, the Attorney General or a representative of the Attorney General is a member of the Police Council, a lawyer nominated by the Ghana Bar Association, a representative of the Retired Senior Police Officers Association, a representative of the senior rank of the police service, and a rep from the junior rank of the police service. Then, so I've given you 8 individuals. Then the final 2 will be members who are appointed by the sitting president. So you would recall the last council had 2 appointed by the former president. The current council has 2 appointed by the present president. And yes, so a bit of a background as to who our IGP is, as though that we do not know. Well, he was appointed on the 13th of March 2025 by the present administration. He took over from Dr. George Akufo-Dampare. He was sworn into office by the current president just a day after he was nominated. That was the 14th of March 2025. He is the 31st IGP of the Republic, and you would know that he is also the 25th Ghanaian to lead the Ghana Police Service since independence as the IGP. He took over from Dr. George Akufo-Dampare, like I earlier indicated.
And away from the Ghana Police Service, private legal practitioner Martin Pebu has honored a second invitation by the Office of the Special Prosecutor following allegations of corruption made by him. He also expressed concern over the office's capacity to investigate persons who make corruption allegations against the OSP.
It all started when this interview with the Special Prosecutor, Kessie Edjabeng, went viral.
We were powerless. We saw him leave, but we couldn't prevent him from leaving at the airport.
For private legal practitioner Martin Pebu, who has time and again reiterated his resolve for the Special Prosecutor to be removed from office, those comments spoke to nothing but connivance.
The proof of it is in his connivance with Ken Ofori-Atta.
What's the evidence of the connivance you talk about?
That he himself, the statement, he says he watched Ken Ofori-Atta leave and look at all the places he was going to.
Speaking on TV3's Key Points, he further accused the Special Prosecutor of corruption.
The Office of Special Prosecutor has become a crime scene, okay? And I'm telling this to you on authority. Let's go conduct a poll in the OSP office today. You will see the myriad of allegations against Kessie.
Well, following his allegations, the Special Prosecutor invited him to office for questioning, an invitation he promised to honor.
No, so I've received the letter. So they brought me a letter, like he himself has said in the interview, that I should come on Tuesday afternoon. And I would be going. Why am I scared? I would not be scared at all. What I said, I still stand by it.
Well, I'm standing right here before the office of the Special Prosecutor, where private legal practitioner Martin Pebu made entry a while ago. And after a while of questioning, this is what he had to say.
We've not yet reached that stage of providing the further and better particulars. There are a lot of legal steps we are trying to go through, so we are negotiating them step by step. My problem is not with the office should stay. I'm just saying that because Kessie Edjabeng sat, he said he got, not just that, he got the information that Ken Ofori-Atta was about to flee Ghana, and Kissi Ejabin didn't trust the Ghanaian people to help him by coming to give us the information as required by the preamble of the Constitution. He didn't get this simple constitutional law principle. And so with this, I just said, no. He can't stay in that office. He can't.
Judith Brown, TV3 News.
The presidency has, which is actually in a related development, the presidency has assured protesters of the AgroNIFEM demonstration of a swift response following their petition to remove the special prosecutor from office. The demonstration, which lasted 2 hours, also courted public sympathy to see the office of the special prosecutor as a duplication of the Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO, which can effectively execute same mandate. George Queening followed the protesters and has come through with his report.
The AgroNIFEM demonstration began from the Obra Sporters Circle through some principal streets of Accra, including Ring Road, Asalam Down and Akweje Interchange. What was meant to be a one-man demonstration attracted other protesters to demand the removal of the special prosecutor, Kissi Ejabin, over what the group describes as his failure to fulfill his mandate. Apostle Abraham Labi Lincoln is the lead convener.
If it's not ready, we'll move ahead to another level. Me, I don't care. Listen, I staged a one-man demonstration. So me, I don't care about no more people that are coming. I want to fulfill a mission, yes, and I fulfill it. Whenever I deliver my petition, I am done with what, and I'll come back again if I don't hear anything good news.
Some use the platform to champion their own agenda.
Won't you rather stay in the house rather than,
No. If today is war, I'm among. You get it? So when the good is coming, I have to be among.
What exactly are you protesting?
I want the president to continue the disability common fund.
We asked some of the protesters whether they knew the reason for the protest.
Do you know what you're protesting?
So because there's you are leaving for some office place for one side. So this land need to come and talk something for this Ghanaian people, but I don't come.
The protesters arrived at the Jubilee House to present their petition. The petition was received by Deputy Presidential Spokesperson Shamima Muslim.
He is a president that believes in the rights of the citizens of Ghanaians, and he has assured that no citizen must feel fearful in their expression of their rights. And so we see your demonstration here today as a way of activating our constitution, and we are happy to receive your petition.
The petition has been received by the presidency, and according to the lead convener, Apostle Lincoln, if nothing is done about this very petition, he will come back again and protest until the right thing is done. George Queening, TV3 News, Jubilee House, Accra.
Let's now go to the northern region, and there is mixed reaction among residents of the Pandai constituency following a ruling by the Tamale High Court directing a rerun of the constituency's parliamentary election within 30 days. Christopher Mwako was in the area and has more.
The Pandai constituency, with a voter population of 55,057, is one of 18 constituencies in the northern region. The Electoral Commission on December 8, 2024, declared New Patriotic Party's candidate Matthew Nyindam as Member of Parliament-elect. However, on January 30, 2025, his opponent, Daniel Nsala Wakpal of the NDC, petitioned the Tamale High Court seeking an order to set aside the declared results following what the NDC described as inconsistencies and irregularities in 41 out of 152 polling stations. The Tamale High Court, presided over by His Lordship Emmanuel Brew Planch, on Monday, November 24, nullified the Pandai parliamentary election results and ordered a rerun within 30 days.
It's over some 24 hours since the Tamale High Court ordered for a rerun of the Pandai constituency parliamentary elections. Having visited the Pandai constituency today, the atmosphere is serene and calm.
As a resident, I think they should forget it because they are going to waste resources and again put lives in risk. A lot of lives are around here. They don't know their left and right on elections and how it is.
If you look at what happened 2024, 7 December, people actually endorsed Matthew to be our MP. People were thinking that after the verdict or the order of the court, they come to Kwandai, there will be confusion. No, you came to Kwandai, you see that there's no problem in Kwandai. Everybody is doing their work normal. It is the work of the courts, and those people decided to go to court. But the people who chose Matthew are still in Kwandai.
As a measure to ensure a peaceful atmosphere ahead of the rerun, the Kwandai District Security Committee has met over the matter.
The DASEC chairman, I am assuring the people of Kwandai that for now, to election and after election, the peace we are enjoying now, will continue to enjoy that peace. This rerun will never bring disturbances in terms of peace in Kwandai District.
Meanwhile, lawyers for the embattled member of parliament for Kwandai, Matthew Nyindam, have filed a motion for a stay of execution, challenging the decision of the Tamale High Court ordering a rerun of the parliamentary election.
Well, trust your election command center to bring you up to speed information regarding everything you need to know about the rerun of the Kwandai constituency parliamentary elections in the next 30 days. Christopher Mwako, TV3 News, Kwandai.
In more news this evening, the Ghana Armed Forces has completed the first phase of its 2025-2026 Greater Accra recruitment exercise with nearly 17,000 applicants successfully screened. The next stage is the examination where applicants' general knowledge will be tested. Joseph Armstrong, our defense correspondent, has more.
The screening process, which resumed on November 20, came to a successful end on Monday, November 24. The exercise was suspended for 1 week after a stampede at the Airwak Stadium claimed 6 lives and left several others injured. On the final day, the last batch of applicants went through document verification before moving to the body selection stage. Each applicant underwent thorough physical inspection. Those with double ear piercing or body drawings were immediately disqualified. Individuals who presented forged documents were handed over to the military police. In all, nearly 17,000 applicants in the Greater Accra region were screened in the first phase and are awaiting the next stage, the written examination. Captain Tay is with the Ghana Armed Forces Public Relations Department.
The applicants who have been shortlisted should expect text messages. These text messages will tell them where and when to go for the examination phase. Those who are tradesmen who applied as tradesmen will take a trade test based on the various skills that they have.
Joseph Armstrong, Good Alibu TV3, Accra.
Let's now go to the eastern region where the dismembered remains of a 40-year-old man has been discovered by a search party in the Bediasi stream at Ishiayabwa in the Ibuakwa North municipality. A suspect has been arrested while an alleged accomplice is on the run.
Incident has left relatives and residents in a state of shock. According to the family, it's been more than 10 days since the disappearance of the deceased Samuel Kojo Yeboah. His disappearance was reported to the police by the family, but for days his whereabouts was still unknown. Unable to wait any longer, a search team of community members and relatives was deployed on Tuesday. They discovered the lower part of his body in the Bediasi stream before later relocating the upper part, all in a decomposed state. Family members have identified the remains, while a pathologist was invited to conduct investigations to determine the cause of death. The relatives are demanding justice served them. Left to me alone, the suspect should be left to us so that we deal with him as he dealt with our relative. But we have left him for the state to deal with him. He should die in prison. His refusal to give us information on the whereabouts of the deceased clearly indicates he killed a relative. Ours is to go and bury our deceased. We leave the matter to the state to deal with. The deceased, a civilian employed by the military, was last seen in his hometown, Ishiayabua, on November 16th after he reportedly left home for the suspect's residence to retrieve proceeds from an iPhone 6 belonging to his female friend. The suspect is currently in police custody, while his son, believed to be an accomplice, is on the run. Meanwhile, early on in the morning, some youth set ablaze houses belonging to the suspect. It took the swift intervention of the police and fire service to restore calm and prevent further violence.
Well, Graphic Business and Stanbic Bank have used their latest breakfast meeting to push for development plans that transcend Ghana's political cycles. They stress the need for long-term frameworks to drive investor confidence.
Speakers at the Graphic Business Stanbic Bank breakfast meeting stressed the need for cross-sectorial planning. They also emphasized that national plans should be certified by the National Development Planning Commission to ensure continuity across governments. There was a call for development decisions to be anchored on critical consideration and for interventions to be evidence-based rather than politically driven. Managing Director of Stanbic Bank, Kwamina Asumini, said democracy should be a tool to propel development.
Theory, multi-party democracy should enrich development by bringing diverse ideas to the table. But in practice, it has too often led to discontinuity. Each incoming administration feels compelled to differentiate itself from its predecessor, sometimes by discarding projects rather than building upon them.
Managing Director of Graphic Communication Group Atwafo spoke about what brands are built on.
When we promise people to deliver something, and we deliver that in good faith consistently, we build trust. That's what brands are built on. And as we look at Brand Ghana and our political economy, my question to all the people who are gathered in here, those who are listening to us across our digital channels around the world, is what next?
The meeting themed Beyond Political Cycles, creating long-term development pathways for sustainable investor confidence, focused on how Ghana can commit to medium and long-term national development frameworks.
To the eastern region, where education in the Chichirere community has received a major boost following the construction of a 3-unit school block with offices. The project, supported by Happy Sunshine Education Foundation, is to improve teaching and learning for hundreds of pupils.
New facility comes equipped with modern classrooms, improved ventilation, furniture, and a safe learning environment. Also part of the design are spacious classrooms to prevent overcrowding and deteriorating structures. Acting Chief Executive Officer of Happy Sunshine, Patrick Amoku-Mensah, said the initiative forms part of the company's commitment to supporting quality education in deprived communities, emphasizing that Happy Sunshine will continue to partner with schools to bridge infrastructural gaps.
This project represents the foundation mission of supporting education, uplifting communities, and creating opportunity for young people. This is not just a building, it is an investment in the future, a place where knowledge will grow and potentially will be flourished.
Headmistress of Chichirere Presby Basic School, Gertrude Yeboah, expressed deep gratitude to Happy Sunshine, stressing that the new block will ease congestion and motivate both staff and learners to work harder.
I'm so much happy and I appreciate what they have done for us. My learners, they should take key interest in what the people have done and learn hard so that they also become better children.
The ceremony ended with a symbolic cutting of the ribbon, a donation of 300 school bags, footballs, computers, and a tour of the facility. The commissioning of the Lavans school block marks a significant milestone for the Chichirure community, bringing renewed hope for improved academic performance.
You're still watching News 360 on TV3. We have the latest in the world of business, sports, and entertainment coming right up. Stay with us.
Reporting from the Takoradi Market Circle, from the heart of the Upper West Regional Capital,
from the heart of the Ashanti Kingdom,
reporting from Sunyani,
from the Central Business District of Navrongo.
The parliamentarians are on recess.
This is where it all unfolds, the moments that potentially alters the course of our nation and the world. These are the individuals we recognize, the voices we amplify, who appears on screen and who contributes behind the scenes. With professionalism at our core, we bring you news you can trust, impact journalism that makes a difference. This illustrates how diverse perspectives enhance our strength and reinforces our mission. This is 3 News, leaders in breaking news, exclusive interviews, facts and analysis on TV, radio, online and digital. 3 News, first in news.
Good evening. Welcome to Business News on News 360. My name is Menu Aful. Now, President John Mahama has passionately urged African nations to exercise full sovereignty over their natural resources, arguing that this is the surest path to improving the welfare and economic fortunes of their citizens. Speaking on Monday at the annual conference of the African Association of Accountants General in Accra, President Mahama called for an end to the tradition of external exploitation, emphasizing that the continent must rely on its own wealth for development, especially as internal humanitarian aid declines.
The government took the bold decision to establish the gold board and make it illegal to take any gold out of Ghana with stringent penalties. You won't believe it. The amount of foreign exchange that we get from the gold trade has suddenly jumped so high. It just shows, what greater control of your natural resources can do. And Africa should not be ashamed of it. I mean, the developed countries say they are tired of giving us ODA. Humanitarian assistance has reduced by 40% across the world. And God blessed us with those natural resources. And we must use those natural resources to improve the lives of our people. And so any country that has natural resources in terms of minerals and all that, we must increase our sovereignty in terms of how those natural resources are either exported or insist on value addition for them.
Away from that, Lavons under the Happy Sunshine Project has introduced its new products, the Lavons Pepper Sauce Hot Shito, highlighting quality, tradition, and a commitment to community impact. The product is crafted to reflect authentic Ghanaian flavor while supporting local development.
The launch of the Lavons Pepper Sauce Hot Shito centered on the message of empowering communities. Chief Executive Officer Patrick Amoku-Mensah explained the Lavons Shito goes beyond taste, but focuses on tradition, quality, and the idea of bringing the taste of home to consumers.
Happy Sunshine has been in our market space for about almost 12 years. And with the success story of Lavons tomato mix, Hondi tomato mix, Tam Tam tomato mix, we thought it needful that Shito being our daily necessity, especially when it comes to our schools. We went to the boardroom and thought of bringing something very authentic, just like Mama made it.
A key highlight was a presentation of the One Ghana Cedi donation initiative, which supports selected schools across the country. 23 schools have been chosen to receive Shito donations as part of the project.
We're giving back to society. This promotion came on like, we're not taking any one city from anyone. It is the price doesn't change. It doesn't affect our price mechanisms in any way. But we have made it a tax that with one carton that you buy, Happy Sunshine takes one city out of it to the foundation, and this is where we have gotten it to.
Guests were given the chance to taste it through a curated food experience featuring meals prepared with Lavons products and paired with the Shito.
It's very, very nice, and it is very simple to carry. So I recommend this Shito to students, parents, the general public, wives and husbands. You can carry it along to wherever you want to go.
Tonight, the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, in a joint operation with National Security, successfully intercepted and confiscated uncustomed goods with an approximate tax value of 3.6 million cedis across the Tema and Aflao enclaves on November 22, 2025. According to Acting Commissioner General of the GRA, Anthony Kusi Sapong, the decisive action underscores the authority's commitment to combating smuggling and safeguarding national revenue streams while protecting legitimate businesses.
The operation, led by the Customs Division of the GRA, resulted in the seizure of 4 trucks at a warehouse in Tema. These trucks were illegally carrying over 9,000 jerrycans of cooking oil, which had evaded import duties valued at 1.9 million cedis.
Falsely declared as transit goods using Burkina Faso
as their destination. But in reality, they were diverted into a warehouse in the Tema enclave. Transit goods do not attract payment of duties, and that's why we believe these goods were falsely described as such. Devices that we fixed on these trucks to monitor their movement through Ghana to the destinations were tampered with.
A similar vigilance was exercised at the Aplao Collection Enclave, where the joint team intercepted multiple trucks also suspected of carrying uncustomed goods. The impounded items were diverse, including large quantities of rice, sugar, tomato paste, beverages, textiles, and clothes.
Either misclassified or undervalued as far as duties were concerned. Here again, the estimated duty ranged about 1.7 million Ghana cedis. So if we take a look at these two operations alone, through the vigilant actions of the Customs Division, Ghana Revenue Authority, in collaboration with national security and the military, we were able to prevent revenue loss of 3.6 million Ghana cedis.
The GRA warns the clampdown on smuggling and related activities will continue.
Let me emphasize that smuggling kills businesses, takes away job opportunities for our people, and denies the state the necessary revenue. If you smuggle and we arrest you, we will confiscate your goods and you will lose your capital to the state.
We'll wrap up the segment with updates from the forex and commodities markets. My name is Minu Afo.
When you're going to buy a paste, don't look left.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the sports segment here on News 360 with me, Oreku Ampofo. We bring you an inspiring story of courage, purpose from the shores of Buzua, where the Navy officer AB2 Sarah Akuto is embarking on a remarkable 3.1-kilometer endurance swim to Abokwa Island, a challenge she calls Waves of Hope. Her mission is to raise funds for a special needs facility for children of service personnel and to empower women to embrace strength, resilience, and the world of swimming. This is a story of one woman using the power of the ocean to make a lasting difference, and my colleague Baramita Brown tells the story.
A quiet dawn breaks over Ghana's western region. Gentle waves curl and release against the shores of Buzua Beach, sliding over the feet of a lone swimmer, preparing for a journey few have ever dared to attempt. In a world where resilience is often spoken of but rarely tested, one Ghanaian woman has chosen the ocean itself as her proving ground. Her name is AB2 Sarah Akuto, a proud officer of the Ghana Navy. Driven by purpose, discipline, and compassion, Sarah embarks on a record-setting 3.1-kilometer endurance swim from Buzua Beach to Abokwa Island. But this is no ordinary athletic challenge. This is a mission of hope.
I want to use this opportunity and also this record setting to tell the world that we need their support to help our CDSS project and this initiative to come true, because these kids are very, very vulnerable and important to us.
She calls her journey Waves of Hope, a symbolic voyage designed to shine a light on the overlooked needs of a very special group, children of Ghana's service personnel living with special needs within the 5 garrison. Her swim supports the Chief of Defense Staff's initiative to build a dedicated facility that will offer care, support, therapy, and meaningful opportunities for these children. It is a dream she hopes to help actualize, one determined stroke at a time.
It will relieve these personnel from taking their children to that special services school outside the barracks. So if you have it within the barracks, then it means it will make them take care of the children within the barracks, and it will also enable them concentrate on their work.
But Sarah's mission does not end with charity. As she moves with discipline, both in uniform and in the deep blue, she embodies strength and possibility. Through this challenge, she champions the voice of women across Ghana, especially those who dare to compete in fields and sports traditionally dominated by men. For many of her colleagues and senior officers, this journey is more than an accomplishment. It is a shared pride.
As a female commander, I'm so proud. I'm very happy of what Sarah is doing currently. Very, very happy with it. And it is challenging females that they can also do something like that to support.
Swimming alone in the water, she carries with her the dreams of many children, the pride of the Ghana Naval Force, and countless aspirations of women. For 3 Sports, Baramita Brown, Buzua Beach, Western Region.
Well, before we go, let's get some updates from the UEFA Champions League. Remember, it's match day 4 action currently ongoing. The early kickoff between Ajax and Benfica saw the Portuguese team pick up their first win of the competition, and Galatasaray also losing to Royal Union Saint-Gilloise of Belgium. Up next is the 8 p.m. kickoff, which is headlined by the Chelsea versus Barcelona game. And you can get updates of all these games and many more on our social media handles at 3 Sports. My name is Oreku Ampofo.
And welcome to the entertainment news segment here on News 360. My name is Noella Donko. Now, singers Yeye and Hamani have bowed out of the Mentor 14 competition, bringing the number of contestants down to 13 talented performers still in the race for the ultimate title. Now, after an exciting round of performances in week 5, Kweku Shai was crowned star performer, earning the well-deserved recognition for his outstanding display of skill and stage presence. It was an electrifying African music night on Mentor 14 as contestants took the stage with powerful renditions inspired by the continent's rich musical heritage. But the night also came with its share of exits.
Hamani. Last week, he was in the same position. Unfortunately, he's here again. Yeye.
What I would say is, don't give up. This is not the end of the road. Never ever give up, because it's your passion, isn't it?
Yeye and Hamani bowed out of the competition after failing to secure enough votes to stay in the show. Their departure leaves 13 talented contestants still in the running, each determined to claim the ultimate Mentor 14 crown. African Music Nights delivered vibrant rhythms, dynamic choreography, and bold interpretations that filled both judges and fans. Standing tall among the performances was Kweku Shai, who was crowned the star performer of Week 5. His captivating delivery and strong stage presence earned him the top honors for the night.
That was a major rise from the bottom all the way to the top.
As Mentor 14 intensifies, viewers are encouraged to continue voting for their favorites as the journey to discovering Ghana's next musical. And now to some more stories. We bring you some interesting tidbits from the entertainment circles. The National Theatre of Ghana has unveiled new theatre equipments offered by a German theatre group, strengthening the ongoing Ghana-Germany cultural exchange partnership. The event was attended by theatre management, the German delegation led by Christoph Hans Erwin, and Deputy Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, Honorable Yusuf Isaac Ajaja. The delivery follows a series of technical workshops and engagements in October and November 2025.
Through their initiative, they were able to put this together, get some items for us, got a container, everything more or less donated nicely.
Well, that's it for the entertainment news segment here on News 360. My name is Noella Donko.
On the international front, Nigeria's main Catholic cleric, Bishop Bulus Dawa Yohana, has accused the government of making no meaningful effort to rescue more than 250 children abducted from a Catholic boarding school in the central state of Niger last Friday. While the state police chief has disputed the bishop's accusation, the police chief has accused the school of failing to cooperate with its search and rescue operations. It is unclear who abducted the children from St. Mary's School in Papiri village, but criminal gangs have been involved in kidnappings for ransom across Nigeria.
Thank you that you stay with us for the last hour, I should say. It's always a pleasure coming your way. There's more news on our website, 3news.com. I am Martin Asiedu-Dati.
And I am Portia Gabo. There is agenda at 9 p.m. with Beatrice Edu, as well as Ghana Tonight at 10 p.m. Good evening.